Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
I am super excited today. We're going to learn something together that can really be impactful, really help you when it comes to many different situations that we all deal with. And the technique is actually called EFT. And she's going to teach us all about it. We're going to learn more about from Becky Waters, who is a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And she's back with us. Becky, welcome. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks.
It's good to have you here. I've often heard about EFT, which is, do I have it right here? Emotional freedom technique?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was developed by Gary Craig, a Stanford engineer, who's a student of Dr. Roger Callahan, who did the thought field therapy. And so it's a energy psychology that is built on the idea that any negative emotion is a glitch in the energy system. So when our energy is flowing as it's designed, there's a natural sense of ease and well-being. And so, we go through life, we have upsets and it's like literally like, you get a clog in the drain. And so this tapping, you're just tapping on some of the acupressure points, same one acupuncture doctors use. And it literally helps get that block out so that you can get back to, okay, what's really going on here? What's really real?
I'm even more excited to talk about this today because right here on my phone is a app it's called Tapping Solution. So I've heard a lot about tapping.
Oh yeah.
I downloaded it. I didn't even sign up for it. It's free to start. But tapping, I wasn't aware that EFT is tapping. And sometimes I connect, and that's why I asked in the beginning, I connect EFT with NLP, two very different things. That's
very
neuro-linguistics programming. Okay. Yeah. So tapping, it's
that pop term is tapping. Yeah.
It's kind of a thing now. I'm hearing more and more about it. And if I have this right, essentially it's tapping on certain meridians, pressure points, areas on your body to refocus, retrain. How does it actually work when you do the tapping?
Good question. So when we have an upset, we've literally gone into fight flight. And so we're in a heightened state. Logical brain has gone out the window. And so the tapping, literally, it's like telling the amygdala, hey, turn off the red alert. It's okay. And it gets us back to that place where we can think, what really happened here? Just the facts about it, and helps process the emotions and get the emotional charge away. It's not like a memory eraser. You won't forget that it ever happened because, we remember things, but the charge will be gone.
Can that be used for, let's say, anxiety?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Anxiety, sadness, any emotion. It's also been used with pain in the body. So it's just an amazingly powerful but very gentle technique.
Where do we begin?
Well, first we have to have a little situation, and I can teach it to you.
Okay.
And so think of something, a memory of something. It could be something that just happened or happened a long time ago. But whenever you think about it, there's still kind of about it, some kind of upset about it. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like the most about it, and 1 is like, whatever. Think of something that's in that 5, 6, 7, 8. It still brings up an upset.
It's an ongoing one for me. I already have it.
Okay.
I put it there at a 7. I will say in the situation that I guess I've trained myself to let it go sooner, when situations arise involving an individual. But there are times where, everything's, it's all right, manageable. And really? Okay. Really? So I got you. I'm right there.
Okay. And so we need something to call it. So if you were going to call that something, what would it be?
Okay. when we say that, do we mean the particular situation or the umbrella? So, let's say hypothetical Joe, giving it a name for,
Right.
let's say it's an individual that is always, getting at you. You're allowing that to happen, but it's
Right.
happening.
They
Or do
push
you mean,
buttons. Yeah.
or exactly, or just the situation, the individual situation?
So um it can be either way. It can be this situation or this individual person that causes the situation. I think, as I'm saying that, I think maybe the situation might be a good place to start.
Okay. Current situation, I'll give it a title, and we are going to call it, what would be a good name for it? Uh and it means nothing to you, but I'm gonna
Right.
say health. That's all I'm
Health.
gonna say. Health, right.
Health.
That's
Okay.
that's my name for it. I could have called it anything. I could have called it
Okay.
turquoise. Doesn't matter, but that's
Yeah.
that's
And the point is, we just need something to just say about it,
associated. Yeah.
and you know what it is. And so it's about a 7 when you think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And so what about this situation? Um, you know, we don't want to give too many details since we're in public here, but just so we have some talking points. What is it about the situation that upsets you? I mean, like, what do you say to yourself, for
Sure.
instance?
Involves an individual. I always believe in doing the right thing, individual not doing the right thing. And many agree with me that what needs to get done is the right thing. And that's what's completely frustrating.
Okay.
And it's not just the right thing by me, it also involves others.
Okay. So you really believe in doing the right thing, but this other person, they tend to not do the right thing.
Say it all the time.
Okay. All right. All right. So the way I like to start is just kind of going, showing you what the points are. And so just tap along with me. Just
Either hand?
either hand. You're naturally going to start with one hand. So
Okay.
and so this is called the karate chop. And we always start here. And because it's, we always have I want to fix the situation, but all those yeah buts. So this kind of takes care of all those yeah buts. So we start here and then top of your head. I like to start on the top of the head. Other people will do it differently. And the eyebrow point is literally on the inner side of your eyebrow, side of the eye, underneath the eye, underneath the nose. The chin point is just right in the little indent of your chin.
Mm.
And then, the collarbone, and we got these bones there, that little knobbies. So you just go down just a little bit, just under that bone.
Do you feel an area there that you're hitting?
So, the V, you got the V there and the two little knobs there.
Okay. Gotcha.
It was just underneath that knob,
Got
just
it.
underneath there. That's
Yeah.
called the collarbone. And then underneath your arm, if you're a woman, that's right where your bra strap is. It's not where you put deodorant, but it's just down a little bit.
Got it.
And that's considered a round.
Okay.
And so let's do it again. And this time I'm going to say some things and you just repeat them out loud after me.
I'm going to try and remember all of them. I'm the worst at remembering that kind of stuff. I can never be a ballroom dancer because I just can't remember moves and things. That's my one defect. It's like
Yeah.
even cooking.
Oh, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. And don't worry about it. I mean, you can find these on the internet anywhere. Usually I will send a handout to clients. I have a handout there for them so they don't have to remember that. So no worries.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So just starting at the karate chop, and you say, even though I have this issue,
Even though I have this issue,
this health issue,
this health issue,
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Good. So keep tapping. I'm just going to say why we say I love and accept myself. We say that because, we're human. We have emotions, but they don't define us. And so it's a way of acknowledging this is what I'm feeling, and it's not who I am. And so kind of a way of separating yourself from the emotion.
Mhm.
And we say it 3 times. Even though I have this health issue,
Even though I have this health issue,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even with this health issue.
Even with this health issue, I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Good, excellent. And then just start tapping on the top of your head. This health issue.
This
Say it out
health
loud.
issue. Even though I have this health
No.
issue.
No,
Oh,
we just say the phrase, this health issue.
this health issue.
Good. On the eyebrow point, this health issue.
This health issue.
Side of the eye, this health issue.
This health issue.
Underneath the eye, this health issue.
This health issue.
Underneath the nose, this health
issue.
chin point, this health issue.
This health issue.
Collarbone, this health issue.
This health issue.
Underneath the arm,
This health issue.
top of the head again. I like to do the right thing,
I like to do the right thing,
but they don't.
but they don't.
This health issue.
This health issue.
It is so frustrating.
It is so frustrating.
This health issue.
This health issue
And it happens over and over.
happens over and over.
This health issue
This health issue
seems to be an ongoing thing.
seems to recently be an ongoing thing.
And I don't know when it's going to stop.
And I don't know when it's going to stop.
So it's very frustrating.
So it's very frustrating.
This health issue.
This health issue.
All this frustration.
All this frustration.
I just want to do the right thing.
I just do the right thing.
And everybody should do the right thing.
Everybody should do the right thing.
This health issue.
This health issue.
All this frustration.
All this frustration.
Right, just stop tapping and just take a deep breath in. Just blow it out. So just feel inside, kind of notice, think about that health issue. Tell me how it's shifted.
It feels lighter.
Mhm.
Um,
If we were going to give it a number, what would it be now?
I take it down to a 3.
Okay, excellent. So what thoughts came up as we were going through that?
Say again.
What thoughts came up as we were tapping through?
When you said I like to do the right thing, I actually changed it and I made it I do the right thing.
Yeah.
More proactive because, of course we try to. We don't
Right.
always succeed, but I went for a more positive direction with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's kind of related to health, but it's not. So every time we said that word, I substituted another word in my mind.
Okay.
A word after it. Leave it.
Right. Okay. And that's fine. And that's a really good example of, the person knows what the issue is and all the variables about it.
And I got visuals as soon as every time we
Right.
said it, it was like, back.
Yeah. And so that's all good. And so let me just mention something before we do it again, because we want to get that down to 0. If people are tapping along, there's a thing called borrowed benefits, where if you're tapping along, the subconscious mind knows how to translate your issue into whatever is going on that you need. It's
Really?
amazing. Mm-hmm.
Give us that again, Becky.
So when you're working with a group, or like people watching this podcast and just tapping along, you've got an issue that causes frustration, or that's, a thing, and you're thinking about your own issue and you're tapping through, doing the processing of it. Your subconscious mind knows that and translates to your issue, basically.
It's pretty fascinating, and that also backs up group therapy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Why
I
it's
always
so
wondered how that works.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating how the subconscious mind can do that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right, good. Let's do it. Let's go through again. I'll show you how, we change it just a little bit. We're going through it again. And so you reassess like we just did. And now it's down to a 3. And so starting with a karate chop,
Yep.
Even though I still have some of this health issue,
Even though I still have some of this health issue,
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Even with this remaining health issue,
Even with this remaining health issue,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
And even with this remaining health issue,
With this remaining health issue,
I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway.
I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway.
And then start tapping on the top of your head. This remaining health issue.
This remaining health issue,
This remaining health issue.
this remaining health issue,
This remaining frustration.
this remaining frustration,
This remaining health issue.
this remaining health issue.
I do the right thing.
I do the right thing.
This remaining health issue.
This remaining health issue,
This frustration.
this frustration.
I'm willing to let it go.
I'm willing to let it go.
I don't need this frustration.
I definitely don't need this frustration.
And I don't need this health issue.
And I don't need this health issue.
And so as we're tapping, just tell me, what would you rather feel when this situation comes around?
That the right thing was done.
Okay. And how would that make you feel?
Much more comfortable.
Okay. So I'd rather feel comfortable
I'd rather feel comfortable
and just know that the right thing is being done
to know that the right thing is being done
and release the frustration.
and release the frustration.
I'd rather feel comfortable
I'd rather feel comfortable
and release the frustration.
and release the frustration.
All this frustration,
All this frustration,
all this health issue.
all this health issue.
I'd rather be comfortable
I'd rather be comfortable
because I know the right thing is being done.
because I know the right thing is being done.
All this frustration,
All this frustration.
I'd rather have comfort.
I'd rather have comfort.
Good. Take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Any thoughts come up?
A sense of calm, knowing that it's going to work out in my favor in the end.
Yeah. Good. So just kind of tuning into that original health issue we started with. Tell me, what would you give it now? What number? 0, 1, half, 2?
I'd say just a little bit above a 1 in
Okay.
there.
Just a
Yeah.
little bit of,
And just
okay.
want to share, we're doing video, but if anybody's listening, we were tapping, Becky was, and I was tapping at different areas every time we made those same statements.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, I know we're visual now. Yeah, and it's called EFT. That's what we're doing
Right.
too. And it can be
Yeah.
used for pretty. Why don't we talk about the different things that it can be used for? I know we said anxiety, potentially
It can
depression.
literally be used for anything. I mean, any emotion, because any emotion is a glitch in the energy system. And, our natural sense is ease and well-being. And so it literally helps to process the thinking, the emotions. And as we, you notice as we went through, you begin to have some more like ahas about it, or intuitions, just breakthroughs in the breaking up that kind of negativity way of thinking, opening it up to, what's really going on here.
Does it work in a way to give you different perspective, or does it just refocus you and take your attention away from the situation at hand?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
And because when we're in that upset, our focus literally is like tunnel vision, and that whatever it is becomes the tiger or the lion that we're chasing or running away from. And so it when we get our mind off of that way of thinking of, oh, they did me wrong, it allows more it allows a sense of really openness so that we can see it from different perspectives.
Okay, so it allows you to look at it in a different light and
Yeah,
one that may be less troubling.
right. Because
Hmm.
when the anxiety, the negative emotion comes down, we're getting ourselves out of fight flight, which means the tunnel is opening up so that we're not just we can see more perspectives about it.
Is it like if we gave it a visual, is it like you're stuck in the quicksand and you just can't, you're only so far that you can move. And does it help you just, kind of lift out of the quicksand a little bit, put one leg on the sturdy ground, maybe another one,
Yeah,
and just kind of pull away a little bit and realize, oh, wait, that quicksand wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I can deal with this. I'm not out of it yet, but I'm on my way out of it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, exactly. It's a good way to describe it. And I always like to get it down to zero if possible so that the client can feel, okay, what is it like just to feel a sense of calm? Or a lot of clients, they just want to be neutral about it, just not have that pull back into the quicksand
Oh yeah.
about
I feel I'm probably there, floating 0 to 1,
it.
kind of floating in
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
And this situation is part of an ongoing situation where things come up. This is just the most recent version of it.
Hmm.
Um, and just, not the end of the world, but just like, in the last couple of days, more one of those like, really? Like, seriously? It's
Yeah.
just one more thing to deal with. Um, but I see the benefit, and I never, heard the word tapping, wasn't really sure how it works, didn't really know where the points are. Now, the points that you gave us, the karate chop, top of the head, uh,
Eyebrow,
eyebrow by your nose, side of your eye,
side of the
underneath your
eye,
eye,
underneath the eye, underneath the nose,
nose, right?
chin
Underneath,
point, right in
yep,
the little
chin point,
indent,
and the collarbone.
collarbone, just underneath that bone, and then underneath your arm.
Yeah. Are they the main points, and are there many others?
These are in like the recipe, the main
Okay.
tapping points. Um, when there's a lot of anger, um, I'll add the liver point, which is just underneath, like right on the top of your um ribs, just underneath. Um, and then and there's some other points along the hand that are sometimes used, but then referred to as a nine gamut. But generally, the basic recipe is those, I think, 7 points.
Hmm. Um, I have to believe that if you're in a situation, let's say you've been called into a meeting from your boss and your boss is not delivering the greatest information, or let's say you don't agree, but there's not a much, you really can't do anything about it. Instead of
Mhm.
getting angry, instead of blowing up, you're there in the meeting, so you can't really tap your head and do all that stuff.
Oh, oh
Um,
yes,
can you just, quietly just tap your, reach over to your hand and do the karate chop, just like
yeah.
leave it
You
underneath the
you can
desk?
do yeah you can do the karate chop. You can
Yeah.
um just tap, or you can just if you're not wearing glasses, it's kind of like
Yeah.
because we just kind of naturally kind of do that.
Right. Right.
And just choose a point. It really doesn't matter. You can
Like
just because there's so many gestures that we
even what you're
normally.
doing, that's great. Even what you're doing now, and just, visually, it's like you're taking, kind of resting your hand on
Yeah, you're
your
thinking
head on
about
your hand,
something.
thinking like you're
Yeah,
thinking about something. Let
yeah,
me give that a thought for a moment. Let me process that. Like,
yeah.
okay, but really, what you're doing is tapping on the side of your eye.
Right, because
Huh.
it's about the intention. And Gary Craig actually wondered about this. He tells a story about he was on an airplane and he was like, "Can I just think about the points and have it work?"
Oh,
In his
huh.
mind, he was just doing it mentally in his mind, putting your awareness on each of those points. And it's like, yeah,
Well, that's interesting. So, could you even just, tap your leg? And if you have the right intent, like let's say again, you're in a meeting, uh,
hmm
you can't be so obvious, but like let's say, somebody has a nervous, I have a friend that does this all the time. You can't see my knee, but she just bounces her leg like up and down. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. Calm down. Could it be the same with the intent? You're deflecting away from the situation in your mind, or it's not going to be effective so much unless you are focusing on those points, either in your mind or physically focusing on them.
That's a really good question. I know that focusing on those specific acupressure points, because they each, and I can't remember exactly what they're all for, but they're all very specific points. So I would say there's a fine line if it's going to be a nervous habit or.
Gotcha.
And it's also about the association and the attention.
Got it. Is there anybody that EFT would not be beneficial for?
I'm sure there is, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah. And age-wise, it doesn't matter as long as you can understand and follow directions.
Well, and people have done it, on children. It's surrogate tapping, and on pets.
Well, okay.
The connection and the intention.
Wow. We're out of time, but I got to tell you, been wanting to learn about this for the longest time, and you made it super easy.
Great.
Becky, that's like, wow.
Yeah, I love sharing this.
Yeah, and if you were doing a session with somebody, an EFT session, would it be series of the same thing? Just kind of.
Well, we would work on whatever their presenting issue is. Often, what happens is other aspects of it come in, and then we'd work on those aspects.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, super cool. EFT, hypnotherapy, whatever it might be, you are available. You know your stuff. Your website, is it centerforinnerwellness.com?
Yes.
And free consult if somebody's got a question?
Yes, absolutely. You can sign up on my website for the discovery session or just give me a call. Tap you later. All right. I will be. I'm serious. I think that was very beneficial, and I'll be using that. And you know what's funny? I had said before, I usually can't remember different moves and things like that. I pretty much have all of them in my mind from what we did. So basically, it takes about 3 rounds before it's stuck in your head where those points are. Yeah. Yeah. Really cool. Becky, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.